Welcome to the Know, I'm Ashely Jenkins. Welcome back from RTX. Hope you didn't get too sick, because we got tons of new information about Battlefield 1 thanks to gamers who data mined the closed alpha. The enormous data dump unveils the titles and chapters of all the game's single-player episodes, which match the rumored leaks from a couple months back, as well as every single gadget, weapon, multiplayer map, exclusive sound. Yeah, it's basically everything you ever wanted to know about the game's content. In total, we're looking at over 30 weapons in Battlefield 1, 6 episodes for the single-player campaign, 20 gadgets, 7 melee weapons, and 10 multiplayer maps. The leaked info also points to exclusive dog tags for players who've done a number of tasks outside the game, like playing the Road to Battlefield 1 missions in Battlefield 4 or Hardline. Not included in the data dump is whether or not the game's gonna make all your hopes and dreams come true. You'll just have to wait until October to find that out. Or at the very least, maybe the beta, which should be happening later this summer. Maybe that'll answer all your questions. It's time to stop comparing the Resident Evil 7 Biohazard demo to PT. Capcom's new game just hit some pretty impressive milestones that Konami's much beloved proof of concept never quite made it to. The new Resident Evil 7 demo has already set records, becoming the most downloaded single-player demo on PSN with over 2 million downloads globally in just 2 weeks. What makes that number even more impressive is that the demo was only available to paying PS Plus subscribers. Even though the content in the demo doesn't appear in the game, this certainly bodes well for the release of Biohazard when it drops early next year. As it turns out, people really love being scared silly, which is good since producer Masakitsu Kawada says the full game is a return to horror and is set in a plantation mansion in rural America. And hopefully it has absolutely nothing to do with Resident Evil 6. That's the real happy ending, right? Or maybe it does, and that's the scary part. Do we have a new Diablo on the way? That's the speculation after a number of personnel developments over at Blizzard, who seem to be gearing up for another entry in the Diablo universe. Following a number of high-profile departures from the Diablo 3 team, including lead designer Leonard Boyarsky and most recently the game's director Josh Mosquera, Blizzard is looking for talent for an unannounced Diablo project. The job posting on the company's website says they're looking for someone to lead the Diablo series into the future. Whether this is an upcoming big-budget expansion, a spin-off title, or Diablo 4 is yet to be seen, but considering Diablo 3 has quietly become one of the top 10 highest-selling video games of all time since its kind of shaky launch in 2012, it's no surprise that Blizzard is looking to cash in on the series again, and I'll be with them every step of the way. One Steam user has now passed a Steam level of 1,000 thanks to 11,000 hours of game played and many more thousands spent on Steam sales. The illustrious honor of highest Steam level, congratulations, goes to Palm Desert, a 35-year-old Japanese gamer whose Steam library now passes more than 5,000 games. For reference, the total amount of games on Steam is somewhere around 9,500, so he's got more than half of them. According to SteamDB, his favorite game is Left 4 Dead 2, which he's played for about 942 hours altogether, and he loves long walks on the beach. In total, he's managed to play a surprising number of the games in his library, but still hasn't touched about 3,000 of them at all. Part of that may be due to the fact that the internet's rallied behind Palm Desert's cause, even though I think he kind of already was successful at it. He's now being gifted hundreds of games in an effort to see just how far his level can even go before Valve steps in and just gives him gaming status. He may be our new chosen one. Maybe? Well, probably not, but he's got a lot of games anyway. The first self-driving car fatality made headlines everywhere over the weekend when one Tesla owner was killed in a crash in Florida. According to reports, 40-year-old Joshua Brown's Tesla Model S failed to recognize a white semi-trailer crossing the highway, hitting it at speeds which ultimately took his life. After an investigation, it seems that Brown may have been watching movies on a portable DVD player while using the vehicle's autopilot mode, which technically goes against Tesla's recommendations, which are to keep your hands on the wheel at all times during autopilot. I think they call it autonomous steering right now. Autonomous, it's not autopilot yet, because that's like, that's a loaded term. Brown made a bit of a viral appearance back in April when Elon Musk retweeted one of Brown's videos showing his Tesla Model S avoiding a different accident. The incident is definitely giving the autonomous car industry a little bit of PR trouble at the moment. Tesla's share prices dropped around 3% over the weekend. If you think you're a good multitasker, even if you do, please don't drive and watch DVDs. But even if you think you do, you might want to reconsider. Per some new research, it's actually pretty bad for your brain. Researchers are saying that switching between multiple tasks at once is literally draining the energy reserves of your brain. That's because switching tasks actually takes a hit on your brain's supply of oxygenated glucose, which is the exact fuel we need to truly focus on a task in front of us. According to Daniel Levitin, professor of behavioral neuroscience at McGill University, that switching comes with a biological cost that ends up making us feel tired much more quickly than if we sustained attention on one thing. So it's kind of like how your car gets better gas mileage on the highway than it does in stop and start traffic. Just like that. We're basically a combustion engine. The best thing you can do for your brain, says the research, is to simply take an actual break. So stop sort of working, stop like checking your tweets and watching this video and doing that, and then just like kind of working, just stop, man. Just stop, watch the video, do it, focus, and then like do what you were supposed to be doing all along, you know? Priorities. Speaking of priorities, the internet yet again shows its true colors thanks to an uptick in certain search terms. Google Trends over the last 20 months reveals that searches for VR porn have skyrocketed 10,000% since November 2014, peaking sometime around April of this year. According to the numbers, the biggest lovers of virtual reality skin flicks are in Norway, Hong Kong, Singapore, Finland, South Korea, Sweden, and Malaysia. Not to be outdone, the top cities on the hunt for VR naughtiness are Helsinki, Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, wow, you Aussies are on a roll, Singapore, Tel Aviv, and Seoul. Well, come on, America, you couldn't even get a city in the top 10 list? I mean, where's your pride? Good thing it's an election year. Someone's got to get this country back on track. VR porn. We may have been celebrating independence and blowing stuff up here in the States over the weekend, instead of searching for VR porn apparently, but NASA had a different cause for celebration. The Juno mission to Jupiter is officially a success. The mission's spacecraft finished its orbital insertion around Jupiter right in the middle of all the fireworks last night, performing a pretty dangerous move to slow down by more than 1,200 miles per hour. This maneuver completed a 5-year and 1.8 billion mile journey to the gas giant, the first time we've had a spacecraft in the planet's orbit since Galileo in 2003. The plan is to study more of Jupiter's atmosphere and possibly get insight into the formation of our solar system. If you want to know just how good the scientists at NASA are, in case the whole like landing on Mars thing didn't impress you, because I always thought that was super cool, that 1.8 billion mile trek across space just missed its scheduled arrival by 1 second. Like 1 second. Granted, there was no traffic, and it's a whole second, so let's not congratulate them too much. They could have done a little bit better. Maybe next time you'll get it, a little bit closer, guys. Come on, 1 second. Who are we here? Not searching for porn. We're off by a second, getting to Jupiter over 5 years. I mean, what are we even doing here? It's a good thing that's the end of our roundup, because now I'm depressed. Let us know what you think of all of these stories down in the comments, and for more news from every corner of the internet, like this video and subscribe to The Know. Before Valve steps in and just gives him game status. I said gamin before, back up. Gamin! Producer Masachika Kawada, okay. Josh Mosquiera. Eddy, are you fucking with me? All these names are crazy.